Hey everyone, I'm Howard Pinsky, Senior XD Evangelist at Adobe. In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can open your existing Photoshop documents directly in Adobe XD, and how they can work hand in hand to take your projects to new levels. Here I have a website which was designed in Photoshop that I'd love to expand on using Adobe XD. Opening your Photoshop documents in XD is as simple as opening your XD documents in XD. You can drag the file right onto the icon, use the Open option under the File menu, or if you're already working on a document, the Import option will load in your design to an existing artboard. Once it's all loaded in, you'll notice that just about everything transferred over correctly, allowing you to seamlessly continue your designing using many of the features that make XD shine. Starting off nice and simple, we may want to replace one of the images that was added in Photoshop. And to do that in XD, it's as simple as locating the file within Finder or File Explorer and dragging it straight onto a shape or existing image. And if necessary, double-clicking will allow you to adjust the scaling and the position within the mask. As you start incorporating imagery into your projects, there may be times where you need a little bit more photo editing power to really express your creativity. And for those moments, images can be opened directly in Photoshop by right-clicking and choosing Edit in Photoshop. You can now edit to your heart's content, utilizing the power of Photoshop to remove unwanted objects, cut out parts of your photos, add filters, or even add in an unspeakable bevel and emboss. And when you're all set, hitting save will sync it right back to XD. Next up, a gallery of images would look great in this section, and for that, a repeat grid will work beautifully. With the existing placeholder selected, I'll press the repeat grid button to the right, and drag out a few additional cards, both horizontally and vertically. Then I can adjust the padding to get it looking just right. With the gallery in place, I need some more images. Hopping over to Finder, I can select all of these great looking shots, drag them straight onto any of the cards, and they'll populate the grid. Pretty neat. Since I chose to extend the gallery off the artboard to give the impression that the area is scrollable, why not actually make it scrollable? With the repeat grid selected, a scroll group can be enabled within the Properties Inspector, horizontally, vertically, or in both directions. And when one is chosen, the blue handles can be adjusted to determine the window where the content will always remain visible. You'll see this in action once we preview our design in a moment. Great, I'm starting to like how this is looking, but might want to rearrange some of this content. The various sections were previously grouped in Photoshop, but to help us quickly move them around, we'll want to place them into a larger group. Similar to Photoshop, Command or Control-G will place your selected objects into a new group. This will allow a stack to be created within the Properties Inspector, and based on the way the content is laid out, XD will automatically determine the orientation, in this case, vertical. I can now hop into our newly created stack and move the sections around with ease. And if I'm particular about spacing, I can control it on an individual level by dragging on the pink area in between stacked elements, or hold Shift to adjust them all at once. Now that I'm happy with the design, I may want to add in a few interactions. First off, since this is a long-form landing page, I'd love to be able to scroll through it. Selecting the entire artboard, vertical scrolling can be enabled within the Properties Inspector, where a specific viewport height can be entered, or the blue handle can be adjusted to the left. Next up, since this is a web-based project, let's throw in a hover effect on the button up top. And to start that process, we'll want to convert that button into a component. So with the shape and text layer selected, a component can be created within the Assets panel, the Command or Control-K shortcut, or within the Properties Inspector. If you haven't explored the world of components yet, I'll link a video alongside this one. Now that our button has been converted, we can add in an additional state by pressing the plus button beside the default. And you'll notice that hover states are automatically wired up for prototyping, as indicated by the lightning icon to the right. With the new state created and active, changes can be made to the button to define the hover effect. Keeping things relatively simple, I'll lighten up the color a touch, then separate the two pieces of this icon ever so slightly. Great, I can now switch back to the default state. Let's take a look at our experience so far. Launching the preview window will not only let me scroll up and down the page, but I can also horizontally scroll through the gallery of images and interact with the button up top. But of course, there's so much more to learn and explore, and using Photoshop alongside XD can certainly take your experiences to new levels. Be sure to check out our other videos to boost your knowledge on working with assets, repeat grids, scroll groups, in-depth prototyping, and a whole lot more. I'll see you all soon.